problems and the issues going on in the hood. Big game. The real. Tells Indy.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy, The Real Deal.
And this is Big A.
And we're back again with you on this Tales in the Hood podcast, episode number 2.
There you go. Yeah, on this episode, we're going to touch on something else different. The reason for this podcast episode is to inform you, for those who do vote, and highlight the importance of how important it is to vote for the community to get out there for turnout.
Right, and we also want to inform those who do not vote. We want to get you in the right mind concept to get out there. Hopefully we can say something that'll change your mind, that'll make you get out there and say, okay, let me go ahead and put my vote in, make my voice count.
Yeah, looking towards past elections, why some people identify a certain way, reasons why they don't or do go to the polls. We just want to touch on some issues like that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have a discrepancy about going to the polls and everything. You know what I'm saying? Some people feel like, hey, my voice ain't getting heard anyway. They're going to elect who they want to elect anyway. So why am I going to vote?
Yeah. So that's the reason why we're doing this podcast. If you have any questions, like we always say, leave a comment. It's a very touchy subject, but we still want to hear from you.
Yeah, we want to know what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? Hear your comments, get some questions in here so we can follow up and see if we can get some answers to your questions.
We're not going to hold you long, so let's get started with it.
All right.
We're going to start off with some facts. That thing that puts a lot of people out to sleep. But, some of the facts we wanted to bring up. Indianapolis people, they tend to vote more for the presidential election than the locals. In the 2016 election, it shows about a 54.7 turnout. In the U.S., it shows a 54% for Indiana. That's about 57 out of 137 million voters for early voting. They wanted to get it over with. They didn't want to wait in those long lines. If you want.
So, 137 million early voters. 2020, shows that 61.4 turnout.
658.
Yeah, we're gonna try this again.
Hey, I can finish. I go ahead. Yeah, 2020 had a different turnout. We had 658,000 registered voters, and only 224,000 showed up. That's about a 34% turnout.
And I believe that was the era when Obama was being elected.
That was. The polls showed about 11% of the absentee voters. That means, only 11% put their votes in early. And
I guess you can say in 2023, it's also showing that 626,000 registered voters, but only 166,000 voted. I feel like we have to do a little bit better as far as getting out there. To my melanated brothers and sisters out there, if you can get out there and vote, go out there and vote. You know what I'm saying? Because your voice will be heard. We always say, oh, they didn't put the right person in office. Well, yeah, we probably could have got the right person in office if you just would have cast your vote. You know what I'm saying? Your voice, that vote is your voice to say what goes on in your state, your city, your country.
Yeah, basically, it breaks down to basically the more of the white suburban, Protestant men and women over 50 years old with some college education vote early. But in our neighborhood, it's more the opposite. We're trending on more urban. Under 50 years old, non-faith based, no high school or less degree. They usually vote on election day, if they get the chance.
Yeah, I just want to say, we just got to do better. We definitely have to do better. Get out there and get to cast your votes, whether it's primary, whether it's your local city official or your local governor, mayor. Get out there and vote. Because these are the people who's climbing up the ladder to seek presidency one of these days, and their hidden agenda is within their party, and they're not going to sit here and tell you the real deal on what they're going to do. They're going to sugarcoat everything. Only thing they're really trying to do to me is fill and line their own pockets.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to touch on one, but let's get a little further in before we get there. The second thing that we wanted to touch on is what are some important issues that people, need to get out there to vote on. Politicians just want to get reelected or elected, so they're going to grandstand and showboat. That's their tactics to get around.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But if we both, Republicans, Democrats, young, old, no matter who you are, if we both agree on something, we should try to get that passed.
Right.
And then, a lot of people say, well, what can we agree on? We're so different. No. There's a lot of things that both parties agree on that they haven't even want to touch on because they lose a lot of lobbyists and stuff. Let's just run through a few of them. Climate change, family paid leave,
healthcare reform, lower drug costs.
Healthcare funding, bailing out companies. You don't want to bail out the companies. We don't want y'all to bail out the companies.
Right. How about this one? Universal and background checks for guns. Status for dreamers.
Federal job. Guarantee. That's one I want to do real touch on real quick. When we say federal jobs guaranteed, that means when there's a law or not a law. They're waiting to pass a law, and they have to wait so long that the federal jobs are in jeopardy. They might have a federal shutdown. That's what I want to say.
Yeah,
that's what we want. Both sides agree because both sides are working in that. So they agree that they need to fix that.
Right.
Republicans and Democrats. What else? Higher minimum wage. Legalizing marijuana. Public school shooters. There was just another one just recently. Public internet. I think we already got that one passed. But there's other things that there's just so many things that local tuitions for local college. Free tuition for local college. There's just so many things that we, as both sides, agree on. But Congress is trying to put their own little agendas in these little bills instead of just passing it, so people can't get away with doing what they're doing. So there's a lot of things that we can agree on that we should just tell the politicians stop and fix it.
Yeah, with that being said, all they could pass with the right politician, we could possibly fix a lot of gerrymandering campaign.
Yeah, that's when they divvy up the districts in a certain way, and if you're in the district, you're in the district. I don't mind if I'm in the district with Caucasians or Latinos. It doesn't matter to me because we all still want stuff for our community.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
So there's no sense in divvying it up just so you can get the better chance of getting elected because you're getting all the black votes. Leave the districts the way they are because they're still in our community. That's gerrymandering, but campaign finance contributions and voters. That's a good one. Voter suppression.
Yeah.
A lot of people find that one. They're starting to take that away from us. If you ain't got an ID, you can't vote.
Right.
But you have other ways of showing who you are. If you don't live in your district, you didn't vote in the primary, you can't vote on the the general election.
Yeah.
That these are considered voter suppressions, and people tend to just let it go and say, well, they didn't want me to vote anyway, so I'm not going to. No, they're trying to keep your vote away from you because they know we have the power.
Yes, as long as they can come up with these little bitty nanny picky rules on why you can and cannot vote, they will do that, and they're going to push that on those who are less fortunate, poverty levels, low education levels of communities and black communities.
Yeah, and like I was saying, earlier, there's a really interesting thing going on right now. I just seen it on social media. There was a TikTok ban they were trying to pass, and Congress wanted to pass it to where they can cancel TikTok, where it can just shut it down.
Yeah,
and
do you know that's over 170 million different networks, people's jobs, people's,
Yeah, they don't, I'm sure I woke up a lot of you now because that's what you live for, TikTok, social media. Yeah, government was trying to shut that down. It didn't really go through because here's the kicker. The kids shut it down. Their kids. The politicians' children got online and said, I don't know why my dad's doing this. I don't know why my mom is doing this. Yeah. They said, my mom is so lame. My dad's so lame. And now they're getting so much kickback. Even Biden said, I'm not touching that bill.
Yeah. I mean, they're children. They don't want to be without their little social media platform. I mean, so like, come on, mom, dad, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I mean, here I am. I'm Mitch McConnell's grandson, and you ready to pass a bill that says, hey, we don't want TikTok in America no more. I'm looking at my granddad like, Mitch McConnell, what's going on? What you do?
And this is before it got to the vote, but that just tells you how much power we have.
Yeah.
But if you don't get out and do your vote,
and if you listen, it wasn't our generation. It was the generation of the politicians, children and grandchildren.
Yeah, so millennials and
Gen X.
I don't know.
What is that?
I know it's something else with millennials. I just can't read it.
Something else right now.
I know what you're talking about.
But that goes to show you, and you're right. That goes to show you that just the smallest voice, they say no, we don't want it. So does my uncle or my dad and my grandfather have to be a politician for me to say no, Dad? I don't want that to happen. And they say, well, no, the kids are disagreeing. They need something. No, I think that what they need to do is listen to everybody's voice. Get everybody.
Yeah, I understand. It's true. You're right. They cannot. They do listen to everybody's voice, but they can't appease everybody. Mm-hmm. But if you got the majority, and this is what democracy is all about, the majority rules.
There you go.
If the majority is saying you should do this, Stop playing your games. Just do what they ask you to do.
Oh yeah, they know that saying that what they're trying to do is actually they're trying to find a way to get TikTok in America's hands. I watched that series of court, what they call it, where they question the guys, all the little Congress and them questioning them. So that what they're trying to do is get their hands on Chinese information. You know what I'm saying? And kind of in a way, I kind of understand what they were saying when they said they want to get the CCC, the Chinese Communist Party, out of it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I mean, even when you get it here, if you get it here, you're still going to try to put limitations on what we as Americans can and cannot do on our social media platforms.
Yeah, and if it's that important of information, well, they should have taken care of that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, but there's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot of things that we should, that we do agree on that we should touch on. One of the things I wanted to touch on also is the election system itself. A lot of people say my vote don't get heard, and that's because of the way the electoral system is ran.
Right.
They just been starting this new type of voting. It's been starting in the East Coast. New York's done it, and I think Maine has done it. What we have right now in our electoral system, that's what we have, the electoral system. That's what I meant to say. A lot of people are changing over to a thing called random choice voting.
Okay.
Let me give you some information on each of them first. First, we're going to talk about the electoral system. All right. Let's hear.
When the people of America cast their votes in the presidential election, they're actually voting for a group of people called electors, who are usually party leaders or members. A total of 538 electors form the Electoral College. But what is the Electoral College? In its simplest form, the Electoral College is a group of officials appointed by each state to formally elect the President and Vice President of the United States. The number each state gets is equal to its total number of senators and representatives in Congress. In all but 2 states, electoral votes are winner takes all. In Maine and Nebraska, 2 electoral votes are allocated to the state and 1 vote to each congressional district. The candidate who wins 270 votes or more wins the presidency. In the 2016 election, although Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, Donald Trump was elected president as he received 306 electoral votes to Clinton's 232.
So, as that's stating, that's our system as it is now.
We know who got who in who pocket.
Well, it works. It worked in their favor on that time, and then when Barack Obama got elected, it worked in our favor. I don't like it when it does it like that. I think it should do it by the votes. Whoever's voting should be able to pick who they want. And yes, I understand what that means too. A lot of people get drunk and then go to the polls and then they just pick whoever, or they get misinformed and then they go to the polls. But that's what America's about.
Yeah.
We got to deal with those type of people just like we got to deal with everything else. But just for the flip side, the random choice voting is a lot different than that. Mm-hmm. They actually take your votes into consideration. Let me go ahead and play that and let you see what that's about.
All right, let's go.
Ranked choice voting. You've probably been hearing about it, but how does it work? And why are places like New York City using it? It can be confusing, so let's use ice cream to demonstrate. Say 5 candidates are running in the ice cream primary to be mayor of Dessert Town. Now, Dessert Town is staunchly strawberry, so 4 of the candidates are running on a pro-strawberry platform. But one candidate wants to install a government built entirely on rum raisin ice cream.
Yuck.
In a traditional election, the 4 strawberry candidates could very easily split the vote, and the rum raisin candidate could win, despite the majority of voters hating him. Does this sound like representative democracy to you? No! With ranked choice, voters rank candidates in order of preference. If the candidate receives a majority of first place votes, they're the winner. Done deal. If not, an automatic recount is triggered, in which the last place candidate is eliminated and all of their votes are reallocated to whichever candidate those voters ranked next. Votes are counted again, and the process continues until one candidate has 50%. This ensures the strawberry-loving public can elect a representative that reflects their taste in ice cream.
Yeah, that's a lot different. Yeah. You basically get to put who you want in the orders that you want it.
Yeah.
And if you get, the first place choice, he doesn't get elected, but he doesn't have enough votes. The other person doesn't have enough votes. Mm-hmm. They got to do this re-election, but they take your second person and give him, his votes. So eventually, they work their way up to your best pick, basically.
Okay.
Not whoever you got left to pick from.
Okay.
So it's a lot different. The only way we can work with that and use that is if we go to our politicians and ask for it. How you think New York got it? How you think Maine got it? They went to their politicians and said, we want to change the way we vote to random choice.
Okay.
And if we get enough people do it nationwide, the whole election system can be random choice.
That's what's up.
So tell your friends, tell your neighbors. That's how if you want your voice to be heard, that's how it's going to be heard. But you got to also understand, we live in Indiana. Indiana is a primarily white state. So
yes, it is.
No matter how you slice it, there's not enough minorities to change this state.
I believe it's enough people to change the state. I just don't. I believe that it is going to take all of us to change it. We changed it.
We changed it before, but that's because
Yeah.
a lot of white people wanted to see what a black man can do.
Right.
But as far as changing the state from,
Red to blue.
there you go. It's gonna be a tough fight, but you gotta also understand you don't have to live here. You can move to another state.
There you go.
I mean, I understand you love where you came from. If you love it so much, fight for it.
There you go.
But that's the difference between those two. We can move on from that. We can move on to our next thing. Why it's important, the voting, why people can't get out to vote. That's what.
And why some do not vote.
Yeah,
You know, that's what I like to find out. Why some people do not vote. Because voting is exercising your right to send your child to school, make sure your child has the right education, the proper feeding, the proper, health care and everything. That all comes down the pipeline, and it starts with us as the voters.
Yeah, but really, reason we're getting out there to vote, the reason why we need to, is that when we vote, it changes the money that is coming into our states.
Mm-hmm.
That tells the state how much we're going to get, how much we're allotted, how much, if you want to get, get health care or get child care. If you don't vote, they won't know that you need it.
Right. How are they supposed to know? How are they supposed to know anything if you're not getting out here saying, hey, we need more child care, or we need more jobs out here in Indiana. We got to get the right people in office so we can get that done, so we can get our voices heard. I like that random choice, and I would like to find out who we could talk to see if we can, get a petition started or something. You know what I'm saying? Get a petition, see who would be good for it.
Yeah, like he said, if you don't like what's going on, why don't you run for office? I mean, it starts at the bottom. If you don't like that politician, or I understand it's a mayor or a governor, but you can start off at city council.
Yeah.
See how you like it. Change things in your neighborhood, and then move up to district or mayor or governor.
You'll have my vote. You know what I'm saying? You will have my vote. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I wish I could do it. I really do. Because you know what I'm saying? The very first thing I would change the law of that green stuff. But we'll talk about that one day soon.
Yeah. You have to be in it to win it, as they say.
Yeah, you really do. Sitting around here just really not putting forth in your effort. I feel like you're bringing your community down. You're not getting the resources that's really out there. They're gonna help the community that's really help them, basically. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if Carmel is out there giving Andre Carson, a good percentage of his votes, I mean, come on. Who you think he gonna listen to? He ain't gonna listen to the people in the inner city. He gonna listen to those out there in the subs. You know what I'm saying? He gonna listen to those people out there that voted for him, because those are the ones who voted for him. Those are the ones who got something to say.
Yeah, and just because you may not have voted for him, but you still want to put your 2 cents in. That you can do that.
You can,
but shouldn't you have started from the beginning?
If you don't put in, what can you get out?
Yeah. Let's talk about some solutions, how we can probably fix this. I mean, we want to, talk about, like, some people might say, hey, I can't afford an ID card, or I can't afford to get to the polls. Why don't you ask a family member, ask a coworker, ask for a loan, get some gas,
Anything, you know what I'm saying? It's important. Whatever you do, if you can vote, listen to me. If you can vote, get out here, get your ID, get 2 pieces of form of ID if you need to, because when they tell you one don't work, the other one should. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be standing out there at the polls. And if you cannot vote for one reason or another, you cannot vote. Go grab somebody who can and that cannot get out.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If you, let's just say you're a felon. If you're a felon and you can't vote, you can't let yourself be heard. Take grandma down the street up to the polling house.
Right. Take auntie somebody. You know what I'm saying? Take a neighbor.
Go to a nursing home. Get 4 or 5 of them.
Right. You know that's part of your voice being heard as well. When you're picking up someone who can't get there, who wants to get there, to let their voice being heard, do that. That's your. I mean, you know that is.
They're expecting us not to go.
Yeah, they don't want us to go.
So if they're laughing at you saying, "Ha, we stopped you from voting," but you take 4 or 5 up to the polling place, you laughing right back at them saying, "Now what?
I can't vote, but I brought somebody down here who could."
Yeah, that's the way to change it up.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, like you said earlier, you gotta stand for something. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stand up and you gotta make your voice heard.
I mean, even if you charge $2, I mean, a lot of people don't like it if you charge, but even if you did charge, they would rather pay the $2
I would.
than wait for a cab to take them. And they're helping someone else out at the same time.
Yeah.
You down on your luck because you're not getting enough money, whatever. Take somebody to the poll. You first of all, you're earning gas money, and you're changing your way. You're changing the life that you're living in. Because who knows, you might elect that politician that changes, reverses the law of felons not voting.
Right. You know what I'm saying, and that's what will help everybody out. Your baby mamas or your girlfriends, your wives talking about, not enough child care out here or too much for child care or, the people inside of child care is disrupting the lifestyle. Anything, get out there and vote because all of that matters. It matters.
Your church organizations, they get, they work out. They'll get there and, talk to all the shut-ins, see if they can get them up there. They might be some funds set aside for people who don't have IDs.
Right.
You never know unless you ask.
Right.
What else? Early voting. If you can't make it because you got to work, get up early.
Yeah.
Vote early.
Weekend voting is available also.
Yeah.
You can get in there on the weekends. I believe I don't know what time they close on the weekend, but I know you can get in there and do your voting on the weekend. You have to be out there to that, in your district, and they're pulling out early voting. Step in there. It's about a 5-10 minute process.
They don't want us to do that, but just see how the facts that I just read off earlier before we started podcast. It works. It works,
My thing is this. Look who you're up against right now. So, you have to think about this. You're facing another possible election of Donald Trump again. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there you go.
Yeah, we don't want to discourage nobody, but at the same time, we're in the hood.
Yeah,
I don't think he's looking out for us too much.
He's not. The only thing he wants to do is put gold sneakers on your feet and charge you $300.
Oh my God, I saw those. I would not be caught dead wearing those.
No, but hey, don't do it, folks. Get out here and vote. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you can't vote, like Big A said, get out here and get your granny, get your uncle, get your neighbor, get someone who's shut in, a church member, and take them to go vote.
And bottom line, everything is available with information. You can find information anywhere. So that's going to tell you what you need when you go voting. It's going to tell you where you need to go vote. It's going to tell you who can go vote. It's going to tell you everything. Go find those websites. If you can't find them, we'll try to post them up for you. But yeah, everything is available now at the touch of a button. You can find it. That's the only way we're going to change the world that we live in.
Yeah, and we can only do it one person at a time at that voting. The lines may be long, like he said. Get up there early. If you getting off from work at 5:00. See if you can stop at your local district and vote. As long as you are inside the city, you're capable of voting anywhere in the city.
Yeah. Once again, the goal of this podcast was just to, acknowledge, give knowledge to the voters. without trying to lecture them.
Yeah,
just
we don't
let
want you to feel like you lectured.
Yeah, we just want to let you know why it's important that you do vote. We don't want to browbeat you.
Yeah, we don't want to get out there and force you. Now, if you're one of those that just say, hey, I'm just don't want to vote. Hey, we're not here to twist your arm or nothing like that. But we could use your help.
Oh yes.
That 10 of y'all is 1%. Think of that. 10 people is 1% of the vote.
And even if we don't win, at least they've seen that we came out and voted,
up.
And they're going to want to come out to our neighborhoods to get that vote again next year.
That's right.
Remember that.
There you go.
Before we go, we want to let you remind you guys of the giveaway that we're doing.
Yes. We are still giving away our Blink security camera system, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
yes.
indoor
camera system.
The thing about that, we were asking for 1,000 people.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and change that.
We're going to go ahead and change that, guys. Hey, we're just beginning. We understand, what I'm saying? We're trying to get out there. We're trying to get everybody to chime in, subscribe, like, listen, love, hug. Whatever you got to do, pass the message on.
Yeah, we were really very much like your comments more than anything.
Yes.
Because that makes us get better, and it also challenges us to touch on the subjects that you guys are more passionate about. But to answer that question, yes, we're going to change that to 250 subscribers. If we can't move forward from there, we might have to take it down, but we're going to get rid of this system.
250 subscribers, everybody. That's what we're looking for, to get this Blink camera system, indoor camera system, to given away.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and remind people how they can do that. You have to enter the sweepstakes to giveaway. You have to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, because you can only be a subscriber to win.
That's right.
You have to like the video,
comment on the video.
There you go.
And randomly pick a winner. We will randomly pick a winner when we reach 250 subscribers and announce it on the next video. So good luck, and always remember this.
Yeah, we say video. I'm sorry, but we say video, but we mean podcast, because it comes in both forms. But either way.
Either way. So our here podcast listeners, I also want to remind you, it's that time of the year again. We are heading into spring, and that means lawn season is approaching. So there's a company out there that would love to get your service. Genesis Lawn Care is out there ready to cut your lawns. So if anybody's out there that want to take a vacation, need that lawn cut, please call 317-983-8097. Thank you, Genesis Lawn Care.
And we just wanted to state, this is podcast.
We just wanted to let you know, this is about you. This is about me. It's still about the community.
Yeah. All right, people. Catch you on the flip.